Hidden inside the heart of Athens, a state-run workshop turns silver into the drachma, the coin that powers an empire.
Every drachma begins deep underground, chipped from the rock by teams working in state-controlled mines. The first layer of quality control happens here, separating worthwhile ore from useless stone. From the mines of Laurion, silver travels by sea under state supervision to the heart of Athenian power. Guarded convoys funnel the raw wealth of the mines straight into the city's mint. Mint is a controlled zone, every crate of ore counted in and accounted for. Before fire touches metal, the city's record keepers fix every shipment into the ledgers of the state. Reducing rock to fragments exposes the silver, making it ready for separation. Water helps gravity do its work, carrying waste away and leaving the richest ore behind. Heat begins to separate waste from value, preparing the concentrate for its next transformation. Ore, charcoal, and air combine in a controlled fire to liberate silver from the rock.
As the furnace gives up its contents, heavier silver sinks while slag floats, ready to be skimmed away.
From rock to solid metal, the first tangible form of the drachma's future value. A second pass polishes the metal's purity, ensuring the drachma's reputation for trusted silver.
Refined silver is cast into manageable bars, the intermediate step between ore and coin. Every bar of silver must match the city's standards before it can be turned into official money. Here, the city's raw treasure waits, secured, recorded, and destined for transformation into drachma.
To make coins, solid bars are stretched into uniform thickness, ready to be chopped into blanks. The thickness of these strips sets the eventual weight and feel of every drachma stamped from them.
Each small piece holds the potential to become a unit of everyday value in the markets of Athens.
Softening the silver ensures that the coin's design will imprint cleanly with each strike. A fast plunge locks in the softened structure, preparing each piece for its final transformation. Only clean, solid blanks make it to the striking floor, and the rest are cycled back into the metal stream. The artistry that defines each drachma lives on the face of a single small die, carved by the mint's most skilled hands. Before mass striking begins, the mint verifies that each die leaves a crisp, authoritative impression.
Here, art and metal meet force, turning anonymous blanks into state-issued drachma.
With one decisive strike, the blank becomes money recognized across the Mediterranean.
Quality control keeps the city's image intact. No flawed owl leaves the mint.
Spot checks confirm that every group of drachma holds the silver weight the city promises.
From this point on, drachma travel as state-sealed cargo, ready to pay soldiers, fund temples, and fuel trade.
Once struck, coins leave the mint only as sealed, recorded cargo, never as loose silver.
The new money flows outward into the everyday arteries of Athenian life. Here, fresh drachma join the city's reserves, ready to be assigned to temples, fleets, and payrolls. Behind every coin in circulation lies a plan. The treasury decides where the city's silver will flow next.
Decimus!
Drachma from the mint become wages for the men who defend the city's walls and ships.
Silver from the mint also flows into sanctuaries, financing rituals, festivals, and the city's relationship with its gods. Once in the marketplace, drachma animate thousands of small exchanges that keep the city alive. Here, the Athenian drachma meets other currencies, its trusted silver content making it welcome far from the mint.
At the smallest scale, drachma link households to the larger machinery of the city's economy.
Silver from the mint moves back out through the harbor, underpinning the trade that brings wealth and grain to Athens. Even at sea, coins travel as carefully guarded cargo, concentrated value on floating planks. Reliable silver content and consistent design make the Athenian drachma a preferred coin beyond its home city.
Once spent and earned, drachma circle back into state hands through taxes, tribute, and fees. Even when coins fall out of circulation, their silver lives on in new forms and hands.
When age takes its toll, the mint absorbs old coins, returning their metal to the furnace for a new generation.
Behind the visible coin lies an invisible ledger, recording the city's metal story year after year.
Skilled hands don't appear by accident. Each new minter trains under watchful eyes before striking real silver.
Regular inspections remind everyone inside that the mint serves the city and is always under its eye.
When the city demands more silver, the mint becomes a machine of pure output, turning fire and force into coin at speed.
Even when its fires dim, the mint stands ready to wake and keep the flow of drachma alive. Beyond trade, drachma provoke debate about what value really is and who controls it.
The minter's memory is stored not only in records, but in the engraved faces that define each generation of coins. Occasional experiments probe how far the mint can tweak its formula without losing trust in the coin.
Even inside this engine of silver, workers hedge their skills with small appeals to forces beyond metal and fire. Over time, the public learns to read coins as carefully as the mint does, rewarding integrity and punishing tampering. Once coin becomes law's concern, weight and stamp carry not just economic, but legal force. From a single controlled workshop, the drachma radiates outward through every level of Athenian life.
The system never truly stops. Ore becomes metal, metal becomes coin, and the process turns again.
What looks like many separate tasks is, in truth, one coordinated system designed to turn Earth into trust.
In the end, everything, ore, fire, skill, and oversight condenses into this.
A imagery turns raw silver into a message. Every drachma carries Athena's city and its watchful owl into other hands. Over years of trade and travel, the drachma's sharp relief softens, but its weight and its promise must still hold.
1, 2, 3.
Random assays verify that the mint silver still meets standards, protecting the coin's credibility grain by grain.
Even the instruments of striking are crafted to withstand thousands of blows, because worn tools mean flawed coins. With so much heat and metal in motion, discipline around danger keeps the mint from turning into disaster.
Weather doesn't halt the city's needs. Through winter, the mint feeds more wood into its fires to keep the silver flowing.
Beyond fire and metal, quieter hands sustain the mint's daily rhythm, preparing the small things that keep large processes running.
Not every transaction needs a full drachma. Smaller coins widen the mint's reach into everyday purchases. Imitators nibble at trust from the edges, so the mint trains its own to recognize even clever fraud. Rare moments, the city chooses to mark history in metal, embedding stories into coins that will travel far beyond the celebration.
In crowded rooms of wine and stories, silver trades ownership in seconds, quietly tracking the city's social life.
Whoa!
Some savings never made it back into circulation, sealed away in secret, then swallowed by time.
Layer by layer, modern tools strip away centuries of burial, bringing the mint's products back into sharp focus.
What was once just money now sits in glass, evidence of a system that shaped daily life, art, and power.
Science confirms what merchants once learned by habit, that Athenian silver held a consistent, reliable signature.
Seen all at once, the path from rock to drachma is a chain of carefully controlled transformations.
From a single mint, the owl-stamped coin spread across sea lanes, carrying Athenian influence far from its walls.
Hour by hour, the mint pulses like a heart, drawing in ore, pushing out coin, then resting before the next beat.
These are the lungs of the mint, human bellows that turn charcoal and ore into liquid silver.
Even fire must be accounted for. Every smelted drachma rests on a backbone of managed wood and labor.
To someone listening from outside, the mint would sound like a forge orchestra, beating silver into time.
The mint runs as much on numbers as on metal. Scribes learn to keep invisible balances that mirror every ingot and coin.
Here, the mint defends its reputation, refusing to honor every stamped disc as equal to its own silver. The city's famous nave floats, in part, on metal extracted, smelted, and stamped miles away in the mint.
From coins to columns, the mint's output solidifies into monuments that outlast the metal itself.
Seen in fragments, the mint is a series of rooms. Seen as a whole, it's a single continuous act of transformation. Like its coins, the mint stamps its own identity into stone, declaring its role in the city's machinery.
From hidden furnaces and hammer halls to distant markets and temples, each silver drachma